Apple Watch Series 4. Any good? Find out in just a few seconds. What's up YouTube? Dave here from Seen Through a Lens. So today I'm going to be reviewing the Apple Watch Series 4. If you haven't stopped by this channel before, thanks for stopping by. Please be sure to click on the subscribe button and also on the bell icon so that you can be notified of new videos. So guys, the Apple Watch Series 4. I picked this up a few days ago and I've been wearing it every day so that I can figure out the good, the bad and the ugly. I also have an unboxing video, so that's linked below in the description, so be sure to check that out if you haven't seen that yet. So because I like watches in general, I decided to pick up the gold stainless steel version. I felt like it was a little bit less tech looking and a bit more like a watch experience. I wanted the one with the Milanese, the gold Milanese band, but because these are so freaking hard to get hold of, I ended up getting the one with the stone band, so there was no real choice apart from getting this stone band. And then I bought the black band because I wasn't really sure about how I felt about this colour, but I mean, let me know in the comments guys, what do you think? Do you think the stone looks okay with the gold? I don't know, maybe. So anyway, I will order the gold Milanese band because I think it just makes it look a little bit more dressy, and if you're going to wear it out and not just to work as I do, then maybe that's a good option for you too. So this is the 44mm watch face and it replaces the 42mm. There's also a 40mm which replaces the 38mm, so they've made the watches slightly bigger, although when you see them on the wrist they're not really that big at all. They don't seem like they're bigger because they kind of sit lower, and Apple have kind of got this edge to edge, you know, display going on. You know, it kind of looks like a lot more watch face, but the real estate of the watch doesn't actually seem that big. The sensor array on the back of the watch actually is made out of ceramic now. So Apple say that this helps with signals better, dealing with signals, so you know, that's a nice touch, and it actually looks a lot nicer as well. All the stainless steel versions are all cellular connected, so that's pretty good out of the box. If you don't want cellular connectivity, you're going to have to go with one of the aluminium options, and you know, you've got a choice then whether you want it or not. As it stands actually, this stone band doesn't look too bad. What do you think? Let me know in the comments section below. What do you prefer, the stone or the black? Let me know guys. So looking at the fit and finish, well, as you expect from Apple products, it's pretty good. The stainless steel is nicely polished and the gold is actually quite subtle, kind of like a rose gold meets brass. Yeah, I guess I'm not really doing it that much justice, but you know, it works. Sapphire glass is a bonus, adding a premium feel to this model. So to the new display, well, it definitely seems brighter, and moving between the apps it feels a lot faster than the Series 3, so that's good. The fonts and buttons are bigger, which makes it a lot easier to navigate. I definitely like the auto start stop function for workouts. I always manage to press the start button but always forget to stop it, so this is also good. Also, the new infograph watch face, you can have a ton of information displayed without having to push any buttons and dive into the apps. It's a shame that there seems to be more apps allowed on the corners as opposed to the circles, but I guess that's down to screen real estate. I have however been struggling to figure out exactly what I want, as the moon and the UV index and also the air quality are pretty much of no interest to me. I also miss the time travel. I think this was quite a useful feature when, you know, when you're looking at your watch, you had the watch face on, you could spin the digital crown forwards or backwards. I mean, usually forwards is probably more benefit, but you could kind of see what was coming up in your calendar and stuff like that. So for me, I use this watch at work, meetings, notifications, stuff like that, as well as the health and fitness stuff, but particularly in the day with work, knowing what I've got coming up in my calendar just by spinning the digital crown was actually a bit of a bonus. So a bit of a shame that Apple seemed to have withdrawn that feature, but hey ho. So I've got my watch face, I'm going to show that, set to black. You can actually set that to white, although I found that the white is so bright, even though it looks quite nice, it's so bright that when you are wearing it and you've got, you know, it's underneath your shirt or a jumper or something like that, when the watch activates, it's so bright, it's really distracting for people. So I've been sat talking to people at work, moving my hands around to speak, as you do, and this thing's kind of flashing up white all the time, and people seem to be looking down at the watch rather than looking at me, so a little bit of a distraction. So set to black for me. So guys, walkie-talkie. What's that all about? I mean, is this a gimmick? Is it something you think you would use? I mean, let me know in the comments section, guys. I mean, you know, we all had CB radios in the 80s. Well, actually, if you weren't a kid of the 80s, you probably didn't. But anyway, you know, I did, and that was our way of communicating. So it's quite interesting that Apple would be bringing back voice back to kind of instant messaging. So interesting concept. I don't know what the use for that would be. Maybe it would be when your kids are in the house, and rather than texting them and asking them what they want for dinner, or maybe you'll just hit the walkie-talkie and ask them. I don't know. It's an interesting concept. Not entirely sure whether it's just a gimmick or whether Apple are going somewhere with this. Usually this does happen with Apple. They do tend to bring out like a little feature somewhere along the line, and then, you know, in some years to come it will have some kind of amazing meaning. But anyway, we'll see. Let me know what you think, guys. So another nice upgrade of the watch is that the speaker is actually louder. So they've made the speaker grills bigger, so I'm not entirely sure whether that's commensurate with it being louder, but anyway, it is louder. So for things like voice calls on the watch, if that's what you do, you know, great, it's very, very loud. For using Siri, maybe getting some instructions off maps if you're out and about and it's a busy environment, a noisy environment, then yeah, you know, a bigger speaker and a louder speaker is definitely a plus. So good one, Apple, for that. Other new features in this release are the ECG, so you'll be able to touch on the digital crown and take an accurate heart reading, which I don't know, you may need to use that for something, maybe to send off to your GP if you have got some kind of heart irregularity. But it's not available in the UK yet, and I'm not entirely sure whether it's available in the US yet, but you know, that is kind of coming soon, so it could be a nice option. The fall detection, well, you know, that's interesting as well. You know, if you're elderly, or you know, if you do have a fall, you know, if you are unfortunate enough to have a fall, then you know, this thing should trigger and call the emergency services. The only downside is that I tried to set that up, and when I set it up there was a disclaimer from Apple just saying that if you live a healthy lifestyle and you're active, then you know, you might false trigger the fall detection. So I kind of thought, well, that was a little bit strange given the fact that, you know, these things are, you know, hell bent on activity tracking, health monitoring and stuff like that, indicating that you may well have some kind of active lifestyle. So I'm not sure if that's a little bit contradictory or how that's going to work, but I guess longer term, I've only been using this for a few days, but longer term, you know, I guess we'll see what the you know, the results and the benefits of that are. I say the benefits, I mean, I don't want to have a fall or anything, but you know, testing of course. So a slight niggle. I'm kind of surprised that actually on this watch and this release of software there is no sleep tracking. I mean, there's tons of apps out there, Fitbands and different types of activity trackers that have got sleep tracking. It's kind of a whole part of the overall health kind of thing, so I'm pretty surprised that Apple haven't included it in this version of the watch, but hopefully that may well come with another release of software. It would also have been nice for Apple to have opened up the watch faces to third-party developers. Again, I think this is a little bit of a drop-off by Apple. I mean, Google have had it for a long, long time now with the Android stuff, and you know, developers actually love creating their own watch faces, showing their creativity, and it's a real shame that Apple haven't introduced that with this version of software. So I think, you know, they're kind of missing a trick there. And in terms of features, guys, last of all, I guess Siri should get a mention. I mean, Siri has become a lot faster, so that's kind of like a good thing. But Siri, most of the time, actually is sorry, because unless it's something very, very simple that you want to search for on your watch, it kind of goes off and tells you to look on your iPhone. Well, you know, if I wanted to get the iPhone out, and if I had to get the iPhone out, I'd just got that out in the first place. So it's a little bit kind of weird that, you know, Siri isn't a little bit more like the Google app. I mean, I think if I could have had Google Now on the watch to interact with everything that I do that's speech related, I would probably opt for that. But you know what, hopefully it's a work in progress, and you know, these things kind of get better and better all of the time. All that said, guys, the Apple Watch Series 4 is a definite upgrade over the previous versions. It's faster, bigger, lighter, slimmer, you know, it's all those buzzwords that Apple use when they're doing their keynotes, but it really is. It's a better experience. The applications move faster. The screen is tons brighter. You know, it looks really, really nice. And the addition of the infograph watch face, I think, you know, that's a brilliant upgrade also. So guys, pricing, well, that varies. It's about between £400 and about £1,300. That depends on fit and finish and whether you want cellular or not. So in the UK, EE used to support it last year, and they're continuing to support it this year, and Vodafone are supporting it also. So that's good, more choice. So guys, tell me what you think about the Apple Watch Series 4. Would you buy one? Have you got one? Have you found any issues with it, problems? Have you got any questions about it? You know, let me know in the comments section below. Let me know also what you think between the band colours, whether you like the black or the stone colour, so I'm interested to know. So guys, I'm Dave with Seen Through a Lens, and I'll see you the next time. Thanks for watching.